Hello and welcome back to Blueprints Academy. I hope you all are doing very well. In today's video, we would be talking about streaming. It's one of those buzzwords everyone throws around. But what does it really mean? Does it mean Kafka, Flink, Spark Streaming, Pulsar, ksqlDB? So many tools, so many choices. Confused, right? But you are not alone in this. In this video, we are going to demystify the world of streaming, break down the tools, the use cases, and help you figure out where to use what. So let's dive in. Before we start, a little introduction of myself. My name is Aditya and I have over 7 years of experience working in data engineering and software engineering. Currently, I am working for one of the leading marketing company in Europe and I am based out in Germany. So when we talk about streaming, there are so many tools which comes into our mind, right? Let's say Kafka, Spark Streaming, Kafka Streams, Flink, Apache Storm, Pulsar, Amazon, RabbitMQ, and whatnot. So it's so confusing, like where to use what, which tool is meant for what purpose, and in what scenario you should what. Now, if you see clearly in this video, we have so many choices, and usually streaming is divided into two pieces. One piece is called where you save your events, the another thing is called where you process the event. And that is what we're gonna be just understanding in a moment. So let's understand this whole story of streaming with one use case. Now let's say I have a website and a mobile application. And what is happening here is, let's say people are coming and clicking on this website or on my mobile application. So the moment user visit the website or do any action, it is termed as event. And you can have n number of events coming from your platform. Let's say user clicks on the page, then it's an event. They add any product to their cart, then it's an event. They buy a product, then it's an event. And any, so basically anything which is happening on the platform is nothing but an event. So let's say this is my website and there are so many events. You see, literally a lot of events. Now what you need here is to store these events somewhere, right? And these events are nothing but JSON objects. So these events are JSON object which has some values or some information which we would be using later on in the flow. But at the moment when your application is generating the event, you need a place where you can store these events, and that is where this pub sub model comes into place. Now, this is a very generic term and it has nothing to do with any of the tools or technology. It's just a place, or you can say a blueprint where you want to store your event. So the moment you have an event generated from the website, you will be storing those event somewhere. Let's say in this pub sub model, whatever it is, let's say in this box. Now once you have this event, what can you do? You can do many things. One thing that you can do is send these event to your backend service, and this backend service can do some processing on the event. Another thing that you can do is to process these events, and that is where this streaming framework comes in. So you get the event, you store the event. Now either your backend service gonna consume these events or your streaming framework gonna consume this event. And when a streaming framework consumes the event, it can do multiple things. It can either store your events to S3 or to a data warehouse or to a database, whatever you design as a solution. So you see, if you see clearly, what is happening here is whatever user is doing on your platform is actually either being used by your any backend service or microservice to perform some kind of action, or it is being stored on data lake or data warehouse for future analysis or any other downstream use cases. So this is all in all how this real-time streaming works. Now here, if you see closely, we did not talk about any tool or technology. This is just a logical view of how a real-time streaming framework works. Now let's talk about where these tools fit in. So when we talk about this pub sub model, right, a place where we will be storing the events. So To create this Pulsar model, we have so many options and so many tools out in the market. So let's say you can store these events in database or in Kafka or in RabbitMQ or in Pulsar or in Amazon Kinesis. So these tools are being used to store the events. These are nothing but event bus or event queue. So RabbitMQ, Amazon Kinesis, Pulsar, Kafka database, you can store these events in any of these places based on your use case. Now, once you have the event, you need something to process this event. And that is where streaming framework comes in. You can process these events either using Spark Streaming or Apache Storm or Flink or Kafka Stream or Pulsar and then push them into sync, and you can select whatever sync you wish to work with, either S3, data warehouse or database. So you see, these tools are doing similar stuff. So if you see Kafka, Pulsar, RabbitMQ, Amazon Kinesis, they are all doing same thing. They are nothing but a queue where you can store events and then consume the events. And on the other side, in the streaming framework, all these streaming framework, for example, Kafka Stream, Spark Streaming, Apache Storm, Flink, Pulsar, they are meant to process these events. Now, based on your use case, based on your load and available technology stack that you are using, you can select any of these tools to do any of this work. So this is all in all how this streaming framework works. Now, let's just understand this whole picture with one event. So it's very clear and easy to grasp. So let's say I have this website and there is an event which is purchase. So someone purchased a course on my website. Now what is happening? I need to store this purchase event somewhere, right? As we discussed before. So let's say I push this event to any of the existing stack, whatever it is. So now my event is inside the event bus. It could be anything. It could be Kafka topic, it could be a RabbitMQ queue, it could be a Kinesis stream, whatever it is. So the moment user did a purchase on my website, I added this event to my, let's say, Kafka topic. Now, once I have this event in my Kafka topic, what I am doing is I am pushing this event, or my backend service is consuming this event from this event bus. Now, after the consumption, what it is doing is it's calculating the cashback. So let's say I have an offer on my website which is saying, okay, buy this course by end of this month and you get 10% as a cashback. So the moment someone buys or purchase my product, there's gonna be an event triggered from the website. That event will go inside my event bus, and then it would be consumed by my backend service, which is responsible to calculate the cashback amount that a user should get. And then this cashback service will show this event or this cashback information on the platform, where a user will know, okay, I did a purchase and I got 20 euro as a cashback. Now, once we have this flow done, or maybe parallelly, what we want is we also want to store this event on our data lake or data warehouse for future reporting or analysis purposes. So then one of our streaming framework, let's say Kafka Stream, will consume this event from this streaming event bus and push it to either S3 in this format, or to data warehouse, or to data lake, or to database, sorry. So this is all in all how it works in real time. If you enable this particular framework, what you are doing is nothing but enabling an event driven architecture, where you are not just doing the data engineering, where you see this piece which is nothing but data engineering, but you are also doing a kind of software engineering, where this team, which will be a backend engineers team, they would also be dealing with your events. So in this way, you have created an event driven pipeline where these events could be consumed by n number of services, either your data engineering framework which you created for a streaming framework, or any backend service which want to consume your data. And that is how it works. And that is where you can use this technology. So you can use all this queues as per your need in this place, and you can use any of the streaming framework which you believe could be a better fit for your use case. So this is what I wanted to explain, and I hope this will clear things up regarding real-time streaming, and you would not be getting confused with multiple tools and technology, and you can select the tool wisely based on your use case and need. So that's all I wanted to share today in this video. I hope you like the video, and if you do like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Until then, have a good day and happy coding. Bye bye.